Good day. My name is SmallBizDavid, and welcome to our regular Saturday morning Dreaming with Entrepreneurs in Google Plus community meeting. And it's been a very, very busy week, hasn't it, Vivek?
Yeah, it has been. It has been a busy week. Yes,
You and
a
I have
busy
spent,
weekend as well.
well, you and I have spent a lot of time together this week, and I think why don't you share with the rest of the community um, what you and I have been doing this week, because potentially it could impact every single one of our small businesses.
Yeah. What we have been working is actually I'll have to do a screen share.
Go ahead,
So
you've got center stage. Don't forget to pin me.
yeah, I guess you need to do something, David.
What do you mean I need to do something?
Is it prompting you to allow me to screen share or something?
No,
No?
it's up. I see it up on the screen.
Okay. So yeah, so that probably means yeah, people can see this. This is a new website that we have been working on, both of us, and William Rock. This would be a new website which would bring lots of things together, organize various things going on in the Dreaming with Entrepreneurs community. There would be landing page for each keyword that David talks about. It would be the aim is to better organize the information, the knowledge, the library that David has already created, and the plan is to add more useful information, data, and so on, which would be accessible through this website. And this would also take people to the community as well. So if I click here, for example, it would take you to Dreaming with the Entrepreneurs community. This is the community page. So there is a link between the new website that's being developed and the community.
So two
So
things. Let me pause for a moment and say there was actually two things that we did this week that relates to this, and the reason I'm going to share those is you took me through the two processes yourself, and I have never gone through an exercise quite like that, and I wanted to share the experience with the folks. And number one, the first thing that we did this week is we created a business case for why. Well, why do I want to have a website? Why do I want to have it? What is the business purpose for having a website? And so I think you asked me 6 or 7. I think there were 7 different entities that you asked me questions, and I had to create the answers to the question. Bottom line, to develop a solid business case for spending resources to have a website. Why are we doing it? So if you would, Vivek, if you'd post a link to that discussion in the event stream that we have. I highly recommend folks to go through that particular HOA that we did,
Mm-hmm.
And with the idea that when they do certain things in their business, in
Yeah.
this case developing a website, build a business case for doing it, period.
Mm-hmm.
Does a lot of things. First of all, it makes you clearly think about what it is that you want to do. Well, why you want to do it and what it is. I always have to remember to put the why before the what, Vivek.
Yeah. That's typically that's because most, I mean, um, normal followers will think in terms of what. They are the people uh, who ask the question, what do I have to do? So someone else will have to tell them that, which is who would be typically a leader. Leader will tell them, yes, this is what you do. Or people would ask, what do I have to buy? Or how do I do something? But leaders would know the answer to
Okay,
why
and
you should do something.
so
So
the lesson here is to build a business case for all the various things that we do, because number one, it will make you think through the process
hmm,
to make
yeah,
sure it's a good thing for your business. And number two, in doing so, you create accountability for achieving those various things that you want to achieve. So if we stop and take the time to think through that, and Vivek asked me the questions, if we take the time to do that, we build the case if it's a good idea for our business, or if you can't complete that task sheet, if you will, it's not a good thing for our business. You can't come up with 7 good answers to those questions. Okay,
yeah,
so I did that. Then another process you took me through, which is absolutely the right thing to do when you are building a website, is using your expertise in Prince 2,
mm-hmm,
which is a very logical explanation of processes and
mm-hmm,
systems.
mm-hmm,
Uh, a clear presentation of um, what it is that we do within our businesses. And to that point, we should also tell folks, and I want you to put a link also hangout that we did, Vivek, where you took me through the mind map of development of the website.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I also want you to put a third link, and you can do it three different entries with a little explanation of each. A discussion of the HOAs that you and I have developed for the last 12 weeks
Mm-hmm.
on Prince 2, and
Mm.
how Prince 2 can be very, very important for the growth and development of our small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
3 links, man. You and I have done a lot of stuff this week, Vivek.
Yeah.
We know it's been a very valuable time for the two of us. Hopefully, it will be a valuable time for any of our community members that take the time
Hmm.
to watch what it is that we produce.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you lay a firm, stable foundation,
There you
and
go,
then you
foundation.
go build. Yeah, then you go build your mansion, palace, castle, whatever. Uh,
Condo,
uh, uh, yeah.
apartment.
So the foundation planning, all that has, I mean, it does take a lot of effort, time, effort, and all that in the initial stages. And yeah.
And I will say too, quite straightforwardly, without hesitation, that if the community members will watch those HOAs. Spend the time, and they all last approximately an hour. So plan for an hour. Uh, they will literally get thousands of dollars of consultative information. And I can attest to that because I've gone through the process, not just with Vivek in this last week, but I've gone through the process twice at other times in my life when I was developing websites. One that goes back to about the year 2000, one that goes back about 5 years, 2009, and then today. And I will say um, that the exercise that you took me through is the most valuable experience that of the three experiences that I've had that related to it. It makes way more sense. And I only have one question. Where were you in 2000 to help me do it the first time, Vivek? Well, interesting question. Where were you in your life 14 years ago? What were you doing 14 years ago?
I was developing embedded software, helping a company develop a fail-safe booting process and so on. It was a telecoms company developing software in C language. So
yeah, whatever. Okay, well, I want to thank you for taking the time to take me through this process because it really, truly made me think about what it is. Why was I doing what it is that I was doing? Why was I doing it? That's question. Those are two questions in that order that each of us have to ask of ourselves of our small businesses. Okay. No other folks have joined our community meeting today. So the way I'd like to talk of what I'd like to talk about next are two very, very exciting 2015, well, starting in 2014 and certainly working its way into 2015 projects that I have made final decisions on based upon things that are going on. And I want to share that information for the folks that, and if you follow me, if you're following me in the various streams that I have in the community or my personal stream, Google Plus stream, you will know that I've been spending a couple weeks now sharing the idea how very, very important it is for you as a small business owner to take the time to evaluate your business. What are you doing now? What are you doing now in your business? I think we've already transcended the why part of it, I hope. The why you're doing it, you've got your entrepreneurial dream that you're doing, you've got your passion, that's why you are doing what you do, why you take X number of hours every day doing that. But we really need to question the what are we doing, and are we doing it the right way? If it's producing the desired results, obviously you're doing the things that need to be done. Now, any process, any system can be refined, and in fact, it's incumbent upon you to take those things that have worked well for you in 2014 and make them work better in 2015. So that's step one of the evaluation. Then Uh, the second part of that is to take a look at those things that aren't working to your expectation. And then it should become, well, if you need to be answering the question, why are they not meeting your expectations? And what do you need to change to make them work for your business? We need to take these last, and now we only have, I don't know, 96 days, I think, to about maybe 95 days now, maybe about 95 days left until the end of the year. And we need to take the time, because most people, as Michael Gerber started to tell us almost 30 years ago, most businesses, the entrepreneur, the owner of the business, spends too much time working in the business instead of the time that needs to be spent working on the business. And what that means is that we spend too much time in the day-to-day activity of the business. We get buried in it. We get lost in it because we're concerned how we're going to pay tomorrow's bills. How are we going to generate enough revenue in our businesses to pay tomorrow's bills? And believe me, if you're in that situation, you are not alone. You're not alone. That's kind of what entrepreneurs do and what small business owners do. But there's always a better way to do it. And the only way that you're going to be able to do it is to step away from your business. Get away from your desk, literally. Go to a secluded place, or go to a place where you can either spend the time yourself or take a team of folks with you. The team might be your managers in your business. They might be friends. They might be your advisory board. We talk about advisory boards all the time, how important it is for small businesses to have advisory boards. So take time away. Get away from your computer. Don't answer emails. Don't answer your telephone. Don't answer your messages. Just get away and focus totally on what is happening in your business and what isn't happening in your business. To try to assist you along the way, I have developed 100, actually I think there's more than 100, small business keywords. The keywords relate to a concept. And they're things that I know, not think, that I know are important for your business. Not all of those things will be important to every single person in their business, but most of the list will be important to your business. So take the time to look at those, and I'm going to be asking questions. Well, the question part of it is very simple. Once you have the keyword concept, the question that you're going to ask is very simple. It's either who, what, where, why, when, or how. Did that get them all, Vivek? And I am going to be providing short answers to each one of those questions. And a short answer will just kind of give you a food for thought, something to think about, something to get you started. Now, I have created for members of the community mentoring workshops where we will go into more detailed explanations of those questions, answers to those questions, and you will have the opportunity to interact one-on-one with me and ask the most compelling question or two or whatever that you have in your business. It might relate to something on the list. It might not relate to something on the list. So you'll ask me, and I will. And I've had this discussion. I want to make something very clear. As a mentor, I will not give you an answer to a question unless I can base it literally on a personal experience that I have had in my own business ventures in the last 40 plus years. But if I can't give you an answer, that the best answer that I'm comfortable with, to your question, I know somebody who can. That I can tell you also. And I will refer you to somebody like Vivek, because the year and a half that he and I have become friends, I know where his strengths are. He knows where my strengths are. He knows my weaknesses. I know his weaknesses, and that's why we collaborate. That's why we make a good team, because we collaborate with one another. And so I will send you or refer you to or mention of information to help you get the best answer to your question. I'll share something with you right now, and you've heard me say it before. SBA.gov, Small Business Administration is what SBA stands for, .gov. It is I want to say organization. It's a group within the government. You and I, well, not Vivek, because he doesn't pay taxes in the United States, but any tax-paying citizen in the United States finances, it's our tax dollars, go to work with the SBA, Small Business Administration. If you go to SBA.gov, they have over 4,000 pages of information about small business. And I would have to say that if you can't find an answer to your question in those 4,000 pages, there might not be an answer to your question. But to my friend and community member Phil Boyer, who I actually had a discussion with yesterday, a personal discussion we had, we think out of the box. The SBA will give you the traditional, not that that's anything wrong with that, the traditional answers to your questions. Folks like Phil and myself and Vivek, we'll give you unconventional, maybe thinking, or we'll give you what we know best, what we do, what's worked for us, what has worked for us in our years, and you evaluate for yourself if you think it can work for you. There's no reason why it can't. Just follow the model that we have created. If it worked for us, there's no reason why it can't work for you. So I've got these 100 keywords. I am developing the questions, and I am developing answers, short answers to the questions. And to that point, if there's any member in the community, as you read that list of questions, that either you want to offer your expertise in answering that question, please let me know. So when I come to that, I will invite you inside the HOA to offer, so that you can offer your advice to those questions. That's what collaboration is all about, my friends. That's what collaboration is all about. And I hate to use the word help, but we help each other. We work with each other. We collaborate with one another so that each of our businesses grow, and together we form a new entity that will bring more value to the marketplace and the small business world. So we'll have the short answers. 100 short answers. I will probably, just for logistics, I will probably handle 3 questions in each session, as opposed to, and maybe even more, since they're short answers. Maybe I can get through 10, so that logistically I can get it done in a timely basis, because I want to get them done as quickly as possible, so that you can look at them and they help you in this last 95 days of the business year. And as I said, if you want more one-on-one attention, then you will want to get involved in our mentoring workshops. And I've created a community page, and I will post a link to that. Well, I'll post a link to that page in this event. I'll post it just in the community discussion. So you'll know how to get there. I think I call it 100. I think I call it simply 100 small business questions. is the name of the community. I think it's that simple. Okay, so that's one thing that we're going to be doing. The next thing that I'm going to be doing, and it will happen in the first 100 days of 2015. I'm going to take all this information, all this content that I'm creating. I'm going to add some additional content from friends, expert friends of mine, members of the community, who have a level of, have a different kind of expertise than myself, and we are going to then give you their answers to the questions, and I will facilitate those discussions. And I'm putting this all together to create a video ebook. I am so excited, Vivek, about creating that video ebook, and I had a discussion yesterday about it with a member of the community who said, wow. Interestingly enough, they are doing something similar to that, so they plugged into the concept real quickly. And that'll be done in 2015, early, first 100 days. In addition to that, you've been hearing discussions for the last couple weeks that we've been having with our community member Scott Silverstein, and Scott made the business decision that he wanted to gift, if you will, our community his publication called HOA Hangouts on Air Magazine. Hangouts on Air Magazine. He has gifted the publishing of that magazine to our community so that we can use it as a means of information in the community, and certainly take it outside the community. It literally will become a publication that thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people will be able to read and get value. So Scott and I are working on the technical logistics, because it is a digitally published magazine. And in fact, Vivek, I'm going to be having a discussion with Scott about digitally publishing my video ebook. I don't see why we can't. If it's a magazine or a book, what difference does it make? You market it for the same reasons. The why of each is to get information out that brings value to our lives, that generates revenue for the publisher, be it a book, be it a magazine. Pretty simple. Pretty simple why. And so we're discussing the what, how it's going to happen, what we need to do to make it happen. I guess that's about it, Vivek. Any questions or comments that you have about today's discussion?
No, not really. No, it's I wish both Preston and Scott could join, but they have their own.
I invited William also.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of what we're doing. For whatever reason, if folks can't attend at the moment that we're doing it live, it is out there as a recording, so they still get the value of the content, and that's significant, very, very significant. So, thank you for taking time to view our weekly community meeting. We know there's valuable information contained in today's discussion. I know it because I've already applied certain aspects to my business. Not certain aspects. I am absolutely defining what has worked well for me in 2014 and based upon what has worked well, how can I make them work better? Better might mean more efficiently. That's certainly part of the equation. And I've created two new business objectives, entities, ventures for 2015. It just so happens that those two things can keep me busy for the rest of my life, Vivek. Because it's so gratifying, Vivek, to just, you know, I reflect on years and years of small business activity and how I did things 40 years ago, how I did them 30, 20, 10, whatever, and how they're being done today. I can honestly say that I'm enjoying small business, my small business, our small business, better. I'm enjoying it more than I ever had in my entire life, and a lot of that is goes down to, you know, Google Plus and the technology and the relationships that we can build in collaborating with other folks. It's a wonderful place to be. Wonderful place to be. So thank you for your time. As always, if you have any questions or comments about today, enter them in the event stream right there while you're watching. Or if you'd like to bring something specifically to my attention and you want to do it one-on-one, don't hesitate to ping me, and I will take the time to answer your question, your comment as best as I possibly can, because you are the reason why I am doing what I am doing. It's that simple. And I look forward to seeing you the next time, which may very well be the best time. Until then.